And welcome to Oxsports Unleashed, live from Perth,
Scotland.
Yes, wherever you are, in your cricket sheds, your cricket pavilions, in your changing rooms, welcome to Oxsports Unleashed, live on this Thursday night. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. We're pleased to showcase some sports from around our wonderful county of Oxfordshire. Lots coming up on tonight's show. Obviously, we're all looking forward to 2:20 tomorrow morning for the start of the Ashes. Look out for our predictions, the production team's predictions over the next coming days on our YouTube shorts and social media. Wes Spearman is sorting that out. So lots to look forward to tonight, lots of footage, lots of chat, lots of hopefully getting a bit warmer on this Baltic evening.
It is Baltic.
Welcome, Colin.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm cold, actually. Well, I'm not really, I'm cooking this.
Whose
idea was this?
Yours.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, right. Okay. We start tonight, though, with Oxford City, don't we? Not doing too well in both the cup games and league as well. We start off with the lowlights, I should say, of a 2-1 defeat to Peterborough Sports in the FA Trophy on Saturday. That's followed by an interview with Ross Jenkins. And then we move on to National League North action, where they went to just under 500 miles, I think, up to South Shields, or 4.5 hours journey there, 4.5 hours back. They got to beaten 4-1. So here they are, though, for what they're worth, the lowlights of Oxford City's season so far, with Peterborough Sports first coming up now.
2 wins in their last 2 National League North games has been a morale boost at Oxford City in the recent week. This week, though, it was a double game week, and first up it was a change of competition with Peterborough Sports visiting in the FA Trophy.
Kane Felix and Shaquille Coulthurst are waiting, but here's a chance here for Wood, who shoots towards goal. Oh, what a goal! Wow, what a goal! Taken now from Clark. It's another left-footed in-swinger in towards the box, flicked on, and it's in the back of the net from Isaac Westendorf. He bundles the ball across the line. A counter-attack, but so does Isaac Westendorf, and he's got past his man, and Westendorf can burst through on goal. He bears down on goal. Westendorf onto his right foot. The angle for a pass just so. Oh, and he goes down. It's going to be a penalty. Surely it is. And finally, Tom Elsmore. The referee's whistle goes. It's him against Sam Edwards. The City captain steps up, takes a couple of steps back. Oh, and he fires it wide. Oh, and the chance goes a-begging. 3, Aaron Powell. Here comes Mustafa Carriol. He goes toe-to-toe with Wilson. Ball in, goal! And Peterborough Sports.
I thought we were a better team in possession, created more chances. I think our goalie's made probably 1 save second half, and maybe came out and punched one. I need to watch the goal back because it didn't look like it was in top corner, but he's hit it from some distance. So I need to have a look at that. But we created probably 5 really good chances, and we should score. First half, we probably have a couple in there. Obviously, the penalty is a big one. The follow-up, maybe a 1v1 in there. So yeah, that's probably the most disappointing thing. We've not taken our chances. I thought we played really well with the ball. I thought they tried to press us and we played through it many occasions. We played with confidence and bravery, but you just got to put the ball in the goal. So I think everything was there apart from 3 goals.
Tuesday saw City return to league action in a trip to South Shields. City weathered a storm in the opening encounters, but excellent closing from Alfie Potter saw the ball fall to Josh Parker, who sent former City goalkeeper Tom Watson the wrong way to give his side a surprise lead. Shields are top of National League North for a reason, and so City were in with a very tough task keeping them out for the remainder of the game. This proved so on 32 minutes when Paul Blackett found the equaliser as Max Tremmell's parry fell to the league's top scorer. This is City's longest trip of the season, and for the 2nd season in a row it's been played on a Tuesday night, this time due to Shields' progression in the FA Cup. The turnaround was complete just 4 minutes later when Dylan Moores had the simplest tap in at the back post to put his side ahead. City did rally in the second half and even thought they'd got themselves level but for the offside flag. But the game was beyond doubt when Max Tremmell was unable to hand Cedwyn Scott's shot from inside the box. A fourth came just minutes from time when Will Jenkins' shot beat treble despite his best efforts. This secured a slightly harsh scoreline for the Hoops on what was always going to be a difficult task. Now back to the studio for some more Oxsports Unleashed.
So our thanks to the Oxford City media team for those highlights, I should say, of the two games. And while Oxford City's season isn't going too well, Banbury United have got 3 on the bounce. And here's Kieran Bushnell chatting to Kevin Langmead after their 3-0 defeat of Bromsgrove on Tuesday night.
Well, Calvin, a 3-0 win, a comprehensive victory, and most importantly, a really good performance as well.
Yeah, no, the challenge was to back it up. We were fantastic on Saturday, as we had been the Saturday before, but we didn't back it up on the Monday, so it was really important that we put a bit of a marker down for ourselves tonight. And I'm absolutely thrilled. It was a fantastic result. The game plan was executed perfectly. At times, maybe first half, we were a little bit deeper than I would have liked to have been. But again, we could have been 2-3-0 up at half time. So, we've kind of evolved over the last 3 or 4 games into what we are now. The lads have bought into it. You've seen with the results, it's working. And we've played far better with the ball over the course of the season and lost games. So it's about doing the hard, ugly yards at the moment for us. And it's a real shift. Training has got more physically demanding, and I think that's shown in the games as well. But to a man, absolutely delighted with every single one of them.
And a brilliant start, a scrappy goal, but an important goal. The first real attack, or second corner, a bit of a scrambled finish. But I guess that probably settled a few nerves as well, because it has been a tricky spell for you, hasn't it? So getting that early goal against a decent side must settle those nerves a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think, the complete opposite to Saturday. We conceded really early on, and obviously that set a little bit of a tone, whereas tonight it just gives you that little bit of confidence, and really we should have scored 1 or 2 after that. But we maybe lost after the FA Cup game. A little bit of self-belief, a little bit of confidence, there was absolutely a hangover with that. So we've had to shift things, we've had to change things. The mentality within the group is different. The training's sort of ramped up a little bit. And the demands of each other have gone through the roof, and look, they've adapted really well to it. They're on board with it, and like I say, we've played maybe far better football over the course of the season and not won games. Whereas at the moment we found a little formula that's working for us. It's not necessarily going to be perfect every week, but 3 wins in 4 I'm absolutely delighted with.
So BBC Radio Oxford's Kieran Bushnell talking to Kelvin Langmead after their 3rd win in a row, which I think is cementing them in mid-table. Now then, Woodsy, there's a bit of issues with finance, I think, at Banbury United. And they go on the fundraising trail, aren't they?
Absolutely. It takes us quite nicely. Kelvin actually talks really well, doesn't he?
He does,
actually. Yeah. But it takes us on to a little documentary they've done, Our Town, Our Club. And we've got that footage for you now. Well worth a watch, this.
We want this football club to be for the town.
There are unique challenges to Banbury United's setup.
We're fighting to keep our football club at the moment.
We don't have a wealthy benefactor.
There's only so much you can put on a volunteer leadership.
We need to be turning over in excess of £700,000 a year.
People wouldn't appreciate it till it's gone.
It's Banbury United's history, it's Banbury Town's history.
It's the one thing in the town that brings the town together.
It's a brilliant place to be.
I started scoring goals and couldn't stop scoring goals.
It's in here.
I was just hooked early on.
Changed my life really, for the better.
The ambition is there, the support is there, the drive is there.
I'm here for Banbury, not just Banbury United.
This is a football town, without a shadow of a doubt.
Great little piece there on Banbury United, Our Club, Our Town. That was a trailer for the documentary. For more information, please go across to the Banbury United website for more information. But if you can help them in times of need, that would be much appreciated, I'm sure.
Yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Really good little trailer, that. Moving on, this weekend, Oxford City women are in action, FA Cup action against Swindon, and there's lots of preparation going on before that game. There's also Oxford United women playing in their game beforehand at the M Group Stadium. But we did send our intrepid reporters Patrick Locke and Blake Bin along to Court Place Farm at the M Group Stadium on Tuesday, and they had this report.
There's a few bits that we can't shy away from. I think it would be very naive to go, okay, we'll do everything the same way and just treat it like a normal game. It's not going to be a normal game as such. I think we're going to have to change maybe some elements of training, but we're not going to throw everything out the window. We still need to stay true to what is our philosophy, our system. But we've got to approach the game with enough respect to be able to say, look, we're coming against strong opposition. My thought process behind it is that iron sharpens iron. So the more we can build towards approaching a strong battle, we might have to look at maybe focusing more on a different side of the game, but that's natural. It's just only preparing people properly for the situations they're realistically going to face.
Because it should be good to state the obvious as well, in that this might be a second round game, but it's certainly not your second game in the FA Cup. You've had to go the long way through qualifying, and you've really earned your place to be here.
I think so. I think we've come up against some really good opposition. I'd probably state the last the 3 rounds we've been in it so far, all 3 have been completely different tests. Some we've gone into more knowledge than others, but knowing that really everyone we're going to come up against is going to be strong. Everyone's going to come in thinking, right, it's the FA Cup, there's going to be something to prove here. There's going to be an opportunity to come away from the league and do something different, or start a different run and come away from that different patch of momentum, which may not be so good in the league, but can they start something in the FA Cup? So everyone's coming in with that mindset, so you therefore can't look at a league table and say, look, it's going to be the same, they're not that good, they're very good, do you know what I mean? So we can then go and approach each game with enough respect to get us into the next round, because ultimately there's always a bigger picture behind things.
How proud of you, of your side, for handling a big occasion such as the first round to then reach this record-breaking stage, and not only getting there but in such a convincing manner with a 4-1 win as well?
I think the growth shows, and we are really proud of that as a group. Coming away from a battle that took guts and heart against Denham, which, had the game gone any longer, I'm not sure how the game would have finished, if I'm being honest. But then against Sherborne, where we looked a little bit more convincing and more dominant in that game, which was a different side of the sword that was really nice to see. So showing that we can do both is something I'm most proud of. We're not one team that can only do well when we have it, or we have the ball, or we have things going our way, but we're also good when things don't go our way.
What do you expect the difference to be from the first side you're going to be playing that's in a league above you?
To say they're a league above us is one thing. To look at how they're doing in that league is another. Fair play to them that they're building a really strong team, and they have got a really strong team, and they're preparing for a team that should be competing in Tier 3. So we're going to approach that with enough professionalism to say, look, we're probably not going to have a lot of the ball today, and you've got to be okay with that. So if we go into that with a realistic enough expectation to be able to compete and look at that level, is going to be something we're going to strive for, because ultimately we want to get to that stage. We want to be at that level. Big players play big football matches. So if you're not willing to do that, you're not willing to be a big footballer.
Well, ultimately you've earned your place here, and you've got just as much right as Swindon Town, so you never know what's going to happen on the day. And the potential of a third round tie is obviously huge for the club. And to look at some of the clubs you could come up against, WSL2, that's 3 leagues above. It could be trips to Newcastle, Sunderland, Durham, as well as many others.
Yeah, I think that's all the more fuel for that long away game, to make the day of it, to feel as a professional footballer for a day, where you've got to come away from your jobs outside of football to say, look, I'm going to be a professional footballer today, and be on that long coach journey, starting from early, staying overnight, and being part of a group that is about to go play a team that is professional.
And does every game making history now after that first round point show the direction the club obviously want to be and are capable of getting up the leagues?
Yeah, I think we can only be held to our previous standard, so if we continue to build that, then that's going to be the new baseline. Right, we need to get better than that, we need to get better than that, we need to get better than that. We can't sit still, otherwise you'll be overtaken. Everyone else wants to be better than they were last year, and if you're not going to be better than you were last year, then people are going to surpass you. You're not going to hit your targets, and we can't then continue to grow as a football club. So any stage that we reach is, great, we've reached that stage. But next year, how do we get better than that?
On Sunday, you've got this double header with Oxford United women, the only other side in Oxfordshire left in the Women's FA Cup. So there's a bit of an internal battle there as well. But I mean, try sell the day.
If there's not been a reason to watch Oxfordshire women's football before, then I think that's the day. You're going to see two really good football matches. Whether you're a neutral fan or support one of the sides, it's going to be a really good day of football. We're going to have a lot of events on at the club, food, drinks. There's enough to make a day of it. And I think if you love football, you're going to see two very competitive football matches. And with the magic of the FA Cup being there, you never know how either of them are going to end up.
Our thanks there to Blake, Bint and Patrick Locke, freezing their little butts off on Tuesday night to get down to the M Group Stadium and do that report for us ahead of some history for Oxford City women against Swindon on Sunday. We wish them all the very best of luck. We have to add Anna O'Leary was supposed to be graduating from Oxford University on Sunday, and she's been that off to play in that game. I think that's commitment to the core.
Absolutely,
we wish Anna and all the rest of the Oxford City women all the very best for Sunday. Absolutely brilliant. What I should say at this stage, Patrick and Blake did that in their own time as volunteers for Oxsports Unleashed, and it's a good time to, if you want to join us, if you want to do a bit of reporting, a bit of filming like that we've just seen, which was outstanding, by the way, please send them to us on oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. That email address again is oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd, like I say, if you've got any clips, anything you'd like us to use on the show, please send it to us. We'll edit it around and use it for sure. So thank you if you're looking to do that. And if you want to be a presenter or a producer, like I say, a reporter or a camera person, please do get in contact at that address. Brilliant.
Indeed, sir.
Fingers crossed for Oxford City women.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
next up,
yeah,
you, mate.
Yeah, it's our normal feature actually, which again I'll probably talk about after seeing Fixture Focus with our resident Lyon Ryde, or as I like to call them, Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Now it's time for Fixture Focus, and we're going from the sublime to ridiculous because last weekend was all about the torrential rain. This weekend may well be all about frozen pitches. The Ashes is on. Please don't tell me you're going to go to Australia to watch the cricket instead of watching football, because let's face it, mate, Oxford still need the points. But tell us what football fans have to look forward to if they've got warm coats that can cuddle up and watch some decent football in Oxfordshire this coming weekend, Patrick.
Well, Oxford City might be safe if I went to the Ashes, and my record of City winning when I'm away keeps up. But obviously Oxford United were without a game last weekend. They had an international break, but they're back in action this weekend as Middlesbrough travelling down to the Kassam Stadium in the Championship, a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. However, that's pretty much about the only game on in Oxfordshire this weekend. Everyone else on the road. Oxford City, I mean, they've been very used to home comforts in recent weeks. They've had 5 consecutive Saturdays in a row. But it ends this weekend and they travel up to Marine in National League North. Banbury United, they have a slightly shorter journey. They just travel up to Birmingham to face Alvechurch in the Southern League Premier Central. Tame United, they travel to Rayners Lane in Southern League Division 1 Central. While Didcot Town, and we seem to say this every other week when they're away from home, they've got another long trip to Exmouth Town in Division 1 South. So yes, a lot of miles being covered by our men's teams on Saturday, on Sunday, and it's another big weekend of football, and it's FA Cup, Women's FA Cup weekend, and it's actually a really big double header at Court Place Farm with both Oxford United and Oxford City playing their FA Cup games one after the other. Oxford United, they're first up, and they host Luton Town in the midday kickoff. And then it's an Oxford versus Swindon derby, Colin, at 3 p.m.
Wow.
in the same competition. And I mean, obviously, I know that the Swindon derby is mainly with Oxford City's friends down the road at Oxford United, but obviously, there'll still be a lot of interest from both sides of the ring road. And obviously, Oxford United fans, I'm sure, will want City to do a job over them. So that's at 3 o'clock. Yeah, it would be a huge upset, though, if City did beat them, as City are a level below Swindon Town. Yeah, City did warm up with a 3-0 win on Sunday, but probably slightly ominously, Swindon Town had a County Cup game against Corsham Town, and Swindon Town came out 19-0 winners on Sunday.
19-0. So even better than Town.
Yeah, so they absolutely know where the net is, I think, after Sunday. So yeah, I think City will be up for a challenge, but I'm sure it'll be one that Lyon Ryde will be up for, and obviously we'll be hearing from him. If you're listening to the podcast, it will be in the live show on Thursday night. If you're watching the live show, and I won't make the same mistake as I did last time we did this, it's either been in the show previously or it's coming up later.
Okay. Well, either way, that's it from us for another week. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you to Patrick Locke, and we'll be back with another review in the coming weeks. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Our thanks to Lone Ranger and Tonto for fixture focus. Good point at this moment in time to say, get across to Spotify and listen to the Oxsports Unleashed podcast with Lyon Ryde. It has all the roundup of last weekend's results and interviews, and it's well worth a listen. So get across to our, there it is, look, Lyon Ryde's Football Roundup podcast on Spotify. Please go across and have a listen on the train, in your car, on the way to work, whatever, because it's well worth a listen. You'll get right up to date, and you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think we're going to go from a round ball to a slightly different shaped ball.
We are indeed, because Chinnor's fantastic season continues. Chinnor, they beat London Scottish 22-20 last Friday, and here are the highlights from that game.
George Warboys was the hero as Chinnor claimed a thrilling victory over London Scottish at Kingsley Road last Friday. The fullback kicked through the post from 45 metres out with less than 2 minutes on the clock to secure the 4 points for his side. On Kieran Goss's 200th appearance, it was Ramaz Rakadze who opened the scoring for the hosts after an early penalty for London Scottish. The Chinnor front pack kept creeping towards the try line, where the Georgian prop found the smallest of gaps to put the home side in front.
Back to the near side, little burrow there. Referee can see the ball, signals that it needs to go, try and score.
A second try would follow at the end of the first half as Chinnor extended their lead. Alan Walker made a break for it after a Chinnor line-out to score his 4th try of the season.
Work for them, and at the moment they really are doing that. Up towards the line and scored.
That's Alan Walker again, he loves the celebration.
The villagers were then the beneficiaries of a penalty try as the maul was illegally brought down, handing them a 19 points to 6 lead with just over half an hour to go, only for London Scottish to be awarded a penalty try just 6 minutes later.
Try awarded, and it's going to be a yellow card to Chinnor this time.
With 15 minutes left on the clock, London Scottish put themselves back in front. Jack Ingle was the scorer for the Exiles in similar fashion to Ramaz Rakadze's opening try for Chinnor, as London Scottish front line drove through the host defence.
Try is given.
A conversion from Tom Wilstead gave the visitors the lead by just 1 point.
Conversion is good. Scottish back in front.
But with 2 minutes to go, Chinnor were handed a penalty. But with Storm Claudia bearing down on South Oxfordshire, it wasn't an easy kick. But not if you're George Warboys. The Chinnor man kicked home from 45 metres out to seal victory for the hosts as the 4 points see them rise to 8th out of 14.
22 points to 20.
The championship now takes a hiatus due to the Premiership Cup, with Chinnor back in action when they travel to Coldie on the 29th of November, with kick-off at 2 p.m. Back to the studio for more Ox Sports Unleashed.
What a fantastic way to win a game of rugby with that really tremendous kick right at the end there. So our thanks to Clubber TV, Chinnor Rugby Club, and to Wes Spearman for that little bit of commentary over the action from last weekend's win. And don't forget, they're back in action tomorrow night, I think, their home ground. If you fancy a decent night out and watch some decent rugby, then Chinnor's the place to be. As things stand, Woodsy.
Yeah, they've had a few close games of late. It's
indeed.
been sort of 23-20, 22-20, really good. So some really good rugby, quite exciting finishes as well. So yeah, if you've got time, I think there is a break shortly, for quite a long, lengthy one, a couple of weeks at least. Before they're back in action. But get along to Kingsley Road and support Chinnor. They're doing a fantastic job for Oxfordshire sport and rugby, obviously. And that takes us now, obviously, with the Ashes, as we had a bit of fun at the start of the show, coming up later this evening or tomorrow morning. And our youngsters that have been plying their trade elsewhere, away from the UK for the winter, and Lindsay Smith is one who is managed to get 1 for 11 from 4 overs against Brisbane Heat on Tuesday, playing for the Hurricanes, as we can see. So I think she may have had a game this morning, but I don't have the details of that, unfortunately. And young Ben Charlesworth, he managed to score 46 from 23 deliveries for Kathmandu Gurkhas in a 5-wicket win in their opening match, which, again, well done to Ben. Hopefully he continues to shine with the bat and continue through that. It's quite a long competition into December, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on how he does. His next game is actually on Saturday at 9:40 a.m. UK time. And yeah, we wish him all the very best of luck. Matt Taylor is also plying his trade elsewhere at the moment. He got 2 for 48 from his 4 overs for Pokhara Avengers in a 53-run defeat to the Kings. His next game is tomorrow, and that's at 10:15 a.m. UK time. So we wish them all the very best. And then good news for Oxford Down fans, and one of our youngsters, he's over in Australia at the moment. Little bit injury, unfortunately, at the moment. Had a bit of a stress fracture through the summer, so didn't play as much cricket as he would have liked to, that's for sure. Henry Welch is in the Challengers squad. He's one of the spinners. He's a very up-and-coming good leg spinner, and we wish Henry all the very best of luck. The Challengers is a it was similar to the Unicorns about 10 years ago, so it's the best of national counties, you know, against some pro cricketers as well. So Henry did claim 15 wickets for Oxfordshire when he was fit last season. So good old Squelchy. We wish you all the very best of luck going forward, that's for sure. And hopefully you get a game or two. And injury is sorting itself out gradually. I know you're coming back to bowling, so I'm hopeful that you'll get a gig in that team.
Did he play for the Lord's Taverners that time.
Did.
He did. So,
Yes.
can I just say that when I first saw him play, probably the first time we had the Lord's Taverners here, when Woodsy and K-Dog were raising funds for disability cricket in Oxfordshire. Did very well. I think £10,000 in the end, wasn't it?
Around about that.
Yeah,
Round about
and a famous person flew in and presented you with a cheque.
Yeah, it did.
Name dropper. Yeah, we withdraw a veil over the fact though that you had to pull out your first parachute jump because I thought you were injured or it was bad weather. The truth was that, go on, tell them.
I was overweight.
Yeah, that's not a good idea if you do a bungee jump and you're overweight, or you try and jump out of an aircraft and you're overweight. But anyway, he got there in the end. My point was that when Henry Welsh, I first saw him come out, he turned out 4 downs against the Lord's Taverners. He could barely see him above his pads. He was that tiny, and now he's growed. Kids do, if you feed them, they do that, don't they? They do grow. Yeah. Now he's actually out there. It's fantastic the way that kids sort of do progress there. And I can't recommend cricket enough for the way the pathways at different age groups do progress them through. And you can see that if you're good and you're in the right club, as Oxford Downs clearly is, then you can progress right way through, hopefully to the pro game. Fantastic news, really good news. But I can always remember him just barely above his pads when he came out and faced some class bowling too, didn't he?
He's
all
over
right.
6 foot now, you know.
Yeah, well there you go. So it just proves.
It's
anyway.
amazing.
I've lost where we are now.
Well,
thank you.
We're going to go into. We obviously had a lovely interview with Ali Hathaway from Oxfordshire Netball last week, and she actually confessed to me on an email this week she was fairly nervous, but actually didn't come across like that.
If you missed it, go back and watch it on YouTube. It's brilliant, really good.
Well worth it. Lots of information about Oxfordshire Netball, and I just wanted to share 1 or 2 things with you on Oxfordshire Netball. There are places to go. If you're getting back into netball, look at that: Henley, Bicester, Witney, Marston, Headington. Walking netball is in Abingdon, Northleigh, Kennington, Carterton, Grove, Headington and Highworth. So there's plenty of places you can go along and get back into netball, or if you're struggling with an injury, or you just want to get back and do some exercise.
Take up a new sport.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I think what was proved for that interview was that it's a very sociable sport. The fact that, which I didn't realise before, that no one player can go from one end of the court to the other end. Yeah. You've got to pass the ball, which means it's a very much of a team game. And I think that was what's coming across, that really, as it's a team game, then I think the social bonding is very important. So really, we've had a lot of feedback about netball, how much people love it. So if you're thinking about a new sport, almost at any level, any age, I think one of the players was 80, I think, something like that. I think she said, yeah. So through from about, I think the earliest was probably, below 16 these days. So there you go. Look at that. Over to you, Woodsy.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that email address, alison.hathaway. It was on the slide before.
Can we go back one,
checking,
Mr. Producer? Thank you, he's very good, isn't he?
There you go. Alison.hathaway@englandnetball.co.uk. So, any information you want, give Ali an email and she'll point you in the right direction. But there you go. You can find a session. Just, Google Oxfordshire Netball and I'm sure something will come up. Ali obviously mentioned last week about the netball not being an Olympic sport. So you can go across. There's 18,000 people, and one, because I've done it as well,
okay, good man.
have joined the campaign to get their game at the Olympics. They're trying to get on board for the 2032 in the Australian Olympics in Brisbane. Please go along. If you just Google why no netball or Olympic netball, you come across that. You can sign the petition and get netball, played at the Olympics. It is amazing that it's played by 20 million people in 80 countries. So why is it not an Olympic sport, I would suggest?
It's in the Commonwealth Games. We found that out last week, along with lots of other things. And at some point, dodgy knees permitting, we may well go down and have a go ourselves and learn a bit more about the sport actually down at Oxford City's fantastic stadium, which is where they're based in Oxfordshire. The good courts down there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go.
Absolutely, yes, indeed.
So it'll be very good. Well, again, from netball, and again, we thank Ali for coming in last week to give us that insight. But it takes us to our league tables for football, back to football, and our league table roundup for this week. And we're now on the stopwatch.
Okay, all right.
Wes
well,
is going to be
he's timing us.
spitting feathers if we go past 5 minutes.
Well, I can't guarantee it at all. But anyway, look, Oxford United, they're in a parlour state at the moment, so one above the relegation zone with 2 very difficult home games coming up. First one, Middlesbrough, we heard on Fixture Focus on Saturday, followed the next weekend by another home game, this time against Ipswich. So they are desperate for 3 points to move themselves away from that dreaded drop zone. Next slide, please, sir. Sounds like a PowerPoint presentation, doesn't it? Look at that, Oxford City. Well, we know they're down in the dumps there and not doing very well at all. It's going to take quite a lot to dig themselves out of that part of the state, because look at how many clubs are around the same sort of points tally. At the moment, they are 1 in the relegation zone, still in the red zone. Over to you, young man.
Yeah, in Southern Football League Premier Central, there's Banbury United in 14th position. They've played 16 games now. They've won 6, they've lost 7 and drawn 3. Sitting quite nicely with 21 points, I would suggest. But a couple of more wins to just push them up a little bit more would be... They've won the last 3, so they've got a good chance, haven't they, to continue that form, and hopefully after our little trailer of their documentary tonight, that funding is helped.
Hope so.
But yeah, we wish Banbury the very best of luck continuing in this season. But if they can get 4 or 5, 6 wins going, they're going up that table quite considerably.
Right, Tame United still 12th, despite the fact their game was abandoned because of a waterlogged pitch last Saturday. I expect it'll be frozen this Saturday, just to add insult to injury, but the 12th position there, still quite comfortable in mid-table on 22 points.
Yeah, in the Southern Football League Division 1 South, Didcot Town there after a cracking 4-4 draw with Muzzle.
That's brilliant.
Really good game there on 17 points after their 16 games. Goal difference is okay.
Okay, Ardley still top of the Cherry Red Records Combined Counties Football League, in spite of the fact that their game was also called off last weekend. Wallingford Crowmarsh on 4th, Killington 8th, Milton United on 9th, and the next slide should show, I think, other teams at the bottom. Yes, Abingdon in 13th and Northley on 17th points there. So, and they played a few more games, other teams as well, so they're not looking too good in that particular league. Back to you, Woodsy.
Yeah, hopefully they can gain some points in there. In the GCE Higher Fleet United Counties League Premier South, Easington Sports, they're just above the relegation zone there with 15 points. A little bit of a buffer, but we'll see how they do in the coming weeks. Somebody's played 151 games in that league, I just noticed. They've done well. They probably need a rest. There you go. Eynesbury Rovers, 151 games. They've only won 6 of those, Colin.
Some of they've still got, okay.
Great goal difference for 151 games, I have to say.
I'll tell you what, Wes will resign if we keep on doing things like this. Anyway, we move on.
Very quickly.
Town. Yes, second. They've been beating teams sort of 4, 5, 6-0 over there, so well on the way to. But you can see that they are still in the playoffs. You don't want to end up in the playoffs at the end of the season because that's a bit of a lottery, I think. But Wantage Town in second as things stand.
Doing well.
Yeah.
We need to get Blake Bint down there,
don't we?
Yeah. Carterton there in 14th. Got a slide coming up on Carterton. We desperately want to get somebody in from Carterton FC, so hopefully with my little slide tonight we might entice somebody to come along. But they're in 14th, and under them are Clanfield 85. They've played a few more games than Carterton. Carterton have got a few up their sleeve, so hopefully those two sides can get up the league. Tame United reserves struggling really with the 4 points. I think we can almost say, almost categorically, they are doomed. But hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Okay, Women's National League, Southern Division, Oxford United ladies in 9th.
And in the Division 1 Southwest, Aberdeen United sitting pretty in 5th place, only with 11 points. But quite a big distance between 5th and 1st in that league. Quite interesting.
And in Southern Region Women's Football League Premier South, Oxford City ladies are in 8th at the moment. And of course they are concentrating now on their cup action coming on Sunday.
Can't wait for that.
Indeed,
hopefully.
absolutely, yeah.
We did it 5 minutes. Apparently, producers said Wes will be clapping a little clappy emoji on
I have to
our
say,
WhatsApp group, wouldn't he?
In our defence, sometimes because something hasn't come in yet,
Yes,
or there's a bit of a furore going on behind the scenes for whatever reason. I'm not casting nasturtiums, so we're told to pad. We pad, then what happens?
We get told. We
get
pad.
told off not to pad. But anyway,
padding too much. Yeah.
You will see that it warmed up a bit here in Perth, hasn't it? Since we started the show.
It has, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably warmed up enough to show that slide I was mentioning about Carterton Football Club. There you go, a picture of Carterton Town FC back in 1990. I'm just loving the hairstyles.
Yeah.
Apart from one fourth from the right, but anyway, we move swiftly on. But yeah, they're senior final at Launton. Heady days of when they were doing well. So if anybody from Carterton FC is watching, please do get in contact. And we would love to get you on the show to have an interview, that's for sure. Hopefully that's given us enough time, our padding included, to have the results service, which again, our thanks to Kieran Bushnell and Wesley Spearman for putting this together. And here's the results from last weekend. Hopefully not too many weather interruptions. Thanks there to Kieran Bushnell and Wes Spearman for the results roundup from last weekend. You can't get that anywhere else. Colin, you're holding it the wrong way round there.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Good job you're here.
Just can't get
Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Thank you.
I noticed you're left-handed as well, Colin.
I am. I'm a left-handed batsman and a batter, I should say. Sorry.
Batter.
And
Well
a right-handed bowler.
Snap.
Okay, there you go.
Proper cricketers.
That's about as far as it goes.
No, proper cricketers. It's as simple as that.
Is that okay? Right.
You don't need to say any more. Yes, obviously we're looking forward to 2:20 tomorrow morning for the start of the Ashes. Do look out for all of the staff of Ox Sports Unleashed for their predictions for the Ashes. They're quite amusing. Some are optimistic, some are pessimistic, some are just downright silly. But we wish England all the very best of luck down under, and hopefully all the hype and all the banter and all the if you haven't seen the Steve Smith Monty Panesar debacle, it's well worth going across on social media and looking at that, because that's quite amusing. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be good, isn't it?
It's going to be good, and I think we should end by thanking Oxford Downs Cricket Club, because that's where our studio is based, and we've used their props, and we promised to put them all back in the cupboard, don't we?
Well,
nicely.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Definitely.
Thank you.
We will. I think that just about wraps it up for this week, but I'd like to say, if you have got any clips or you want to be part of our production team, presenters, camera people or presenters, or even reporters, I should say, please do get in contact with us at oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com.
I think that's stumps, isn't it, tonight?
Stumps, yeah, absolutely. There you go. Take that, we'll burn those. That'll be our own Ashes. Ox Sports Unleashed, own Ashes. There you go, you heard it here first. Our thanks to Colin for being in the hot seat, along with all the production team of Patrick Locke, Blake Bind, Wes Spearman, Kieran Bushnell. We thank them very much. As I say, they're all volunteers.
Do you reckon the producer could catch this if we go off air?
No.
Okay,
I've
right.
seen him play. We don't want to damage the equipment.
No, okay, fine.
To be
Yeah.
fair.
Or
We want to be
Patrick.
here live next week at 8 o'clock, so please join us for some more Ox Sports Unleashed. We'll see you soon.
Bye for now.